Hi there, I'm Bill Blair. We're here at AllCon in Dallas, Texas. And you may or may not recognize me because I spent many years behind special effects makeup. So many years that I actually hold the Guinness World Record for the most special effect makeup characters portrayed in a career. It's a new category Guinness made just for me. And you can find me in the 2014 edition of the Guinness World Record book if you find it at your local stores. Because the record is having portrayed. Now, I actually can apply the makeup, and I did a makeup application for the internet series Star Trek Phase 2.
Oh, excellent.
The episode was a two-part episode, Blood and Fire. It was written and directed by David Gerrold, who you might remember did the original series Trouble with Triples. So we had a lot of fun getting back together and doing that. As far as Star Trek itself goes, I'd actually have to pull out my spreadsheet. It took me 4 years to compile all the information for the Guinness World Record.
Wow.
But my best guesstimate, if I could give you that right now, would be in the neighborhood of, out of the 202, which is the record number, about, I would say, 80 to 90 of those were strictly Star Trek, and the majority of those were with Deep Space Nine. In the Star Trek world, I have two favorite makeups that I like to wear and that I identify with. First of all, of course, is the Klingon. It's classic, goes back to the original series. Most people say Klingon, and they know what you're talking about, and most of them know Kapla.
Yeah.
The Cardassian is the actual, architecturally, the best design that I like to wear. It's got 7 pieces that create the Cardassian look. And they're designed such that it allows me to move and the body language. And when we put that wardrobe on, which is a very heavy vest armor style jacket, it transforms you. You feel the weight, you feel the power of the Cardassian personality. I'll take you to the other side, one of the other shows that I did, Babylon 5.
Okay.
I love the makeup of the Narn, the style of it, the coloring, and again, the personality. And I love wearing the red lenses. But the Minbari is one I identify with so much. It's a race. They are compassionate. They are intuitive, religious. They have the three castes: workers, religious, and warrior. And the warrior is the other one that I like. We're nice, but we'll say, don't mess with us.
Right.
And you feel that within it, with the Rangers as well, which I got to play in one episode. And switching back in the personalities of all of these is extremely enjoyable to me. I've never been a 9-to-5 person for a job, and even though we may go to the same studio, same stages, same show each day, there's always something different going on. You move on with the script, you move on with the story. Well, as I said, one of the reasons I like the Klingon makeup so much and playing that character is it's classic. It goes back to the original series. Everybody identifies with Klingons. So in Star Trek, I don't think that any change in the style of the makeup, whether we go back to the original with just essentially green faces and goatees or Fu Manchus, whatever they wore back then, to the ridges of Worf and Martok, as you mentioned. The new movies that J.J. Abrams did with call it a refined, almost mechanical Klingon look in the faces. And Renegades kind of going a little retro back to it. And then Star Trek Phase 2, which I worked on, the Klingons are all original series look. So it's whatever the audience and the fans will relate to. I don't think it's going to make a lot of difference in the exact makeups. The Romulans have evolved as well. And so there is a lot of evolution and de-evolution all at the same time with the different fan films and the new, call it pilots if you would, like they've done with Renegades. Yes,
Right.
Michael Dorn is pitching some ideas as well. And if you like Star Trek, that's what you're going to follow, I think. I follow it. I'm as much a fan of it as I am an actor in the show from time to time. Let's face it, Gene Roddenberry had just the greatest idea. He did his research when he first started it, and I believe that's why it's lasted, because people have seen the things that were dreams in original Star Trek come to pass in all these recent years.
Right.
Even beyond now is, in the next generation with their communication pads and tablets, we now have the iPad. Jetsons even with the little, and the Samsung Galaxy phones, you can now wear the watch on your hand.
That's right.
That's the same as a phone.
Right.
And Babylon 5, we had the communicators on the backs of the hands. And that's what these phones are turning out to be as well.
Yeah.
I mean, science fiction becomes science fact, and that's what keeps the audience, I believe, because they are intrigued by the fact that these things are coming true. No matter what the makeup is, if the story is good, the story is true, to what is to come in our future, the potential, people are going to stay with it. And so we do have a whole new fan base for the new movies that didn't know the original Star Treks. And then they're being brought in, and they're enjoying now picking up on what once was and seeing where, wow, this all came from.
Right.
And I'll tell you, I'm so thankful, and thank you for watching, because of you, the fans, I have such a wonderful job, and I wish I could come out and shake every one of your hands to say personally, thank you very much for watching.